Chapter 993 The Long Family 5. If Yi Qingtang could give so many divine weapons and rare elixirs to the Yi family upon her return, then she was certainly carrying an even more valuable divine weapon or treasure on her person. Considering Yi Qingtang's martial arts ability and level of cultivation as an outer sect disciple, it did not make sense that she could defeat the Duan family. In addition, the power she had displayed with the two maidservants was akin to that of an inner sect disciple. However, Yi Qingtang had killed them with some kind of sinister technique. In that case, it was entirely plausible that Yi Qingtang had a priceless treasure on her. The Long family definitely wanted the Yi family's treasures. They also wanted all the treasures on Yi Qingtang's person. Miss Long Rui, don't you think that since all this is a misunderstanding, why don't? The third elder looked at the expressionless Long Rui and spoke smilingly. Since you are fairly sensible, there is room for negotiation, said Long Rui blandly and shot a look at Yi Qingtang. At that moment, Yi Qingtang was still standing motionless at her original spot. Since she knew that the half-step yin-yang perfected lord from the Long family was about to arrive, Yi Qingtang saved herself a trip to the Long family and simply waited there for the arrival of the Long family's half-step yin-yang perfected lord. At that moment, the Yi family's disciples and senior members had relaxed a little once they heard Long Rui say that there was room for negotiation. The Dharma treasures that Yi Qingtang had brought were not important. As long as the Long family did not hold the Yi family responsible, they were happy to discuss the matter. An extremely powerful force enclosed the Yi house. The senior members and disciples of the Yi family were shocked by the force. At the same time, a luxuriously dressed middle-aged man and a few old men stepped through the main gate of the Yi house and into the courtyard. The frightening force was being emitted by the middle-aged man in the lead and was truly terrifying. Long family's master, everyone present was shocked when they saw the middle-aged man. Greetings, Lord. Duan Tianrao walked over to the middle-aged man and bowed and greeted him with great respect. The middle-aged man glanced at Duan Tianrao and replied softly. The middle-aged man did not really like Duan Tianrao of the Duan family and did not think him worthy of his daughter, Long Rui. However, Long Rui had set her heart on Duan Tianrao, and he had no choice. It was also because of Long Rui that the Duan family had experienced such smooth sailing for the past 2 years. Father. Long Rui stepped forward and advanced to the side of the Long family's master and recounted the past events to him. The Long family's master was shocked when he heard Long Rui's words. He looked around him, and just as Long Rui said, there were many premium yellow-grade divine weapons in the Yi house. As master of the Long family and a half-step yin-yang perfected lord, even the sword he carried was no more than a superior yellow-grade weapon. However, besides the premium yellow-grade weapons, there were also many rare and precious elixirs. All of them were rare and priceless. Under normal circumstances, it was extremely difficult to obtain even one item. So the Yi family has such treasures. The master of the Long family's eyes burned like coals as he muttered to himself. Lord, the Yi Qingtang is the eldest young lady of the Yi family and an outer sect disciple. She has been extremely open-handed since her return to Lin Town and the Yi family. All the premium yellow-grade divine weapons and the rare elixirs were given to the Yi family by her. Further, Yi Qingtang probably has an even more powerful Dharma treasure on her person, said Duan Tianrao. Chapter 994 The Long Family 6. The Long family master's eyes flashed when he heard Duan Tianrao's words. For an ordinary outer sect disciple to be so open-handed, it meant that she must have had an amazing encounter. Not only that, but the Long family master also knew from Duan Tianrao that the entire Duan family, including his father, had been defeated by Yi Qingtang. They had not even been able to fight back. An ordinary outer sect disciple could not possibly have done that. Even a powerful inner sect disciple of a super sect might not be able to do that. At that moment, one of the senior members of the Long family spoke. It looks like Enchanting really has some amazing treasures on her person. Your Duan family was defeated by Enchanting because of the mysterious Dharma treasure on her person. When he heard that, Duan Tianrao nodded rapidly and said, "That's right." Haha, how interesting. Our Long family is truly lucky. If we bring those dozens of premium yellow-grade divine weapons and rare elixirs back to the Long family, not to mention the Dharma treasure on that girl, our family will certainly be elevated to the next level. A trace of excitement surfaced in the eyes of several Long family elders. The Long family master wanted the divine weapons and Dharma treasures, and he certainly would not pass up on the treasures that Enchanting was carrying. After taking away all the treasures in the Yi family, there was no more reason for the Yi family to exist. If the Yi family let it be known that his Long family had obtained so many divine weapons and treasures, another family that could rival the Long family might find out, and then a conflict would be inevitable. Lord Long, your presence is truly an honor for the Yi family. At that moment, all the senior members of the Yi family were smiling ingratiatingly and looking at the Long family master. I never imagined that the Yi family would have so many treasures. The Long family master swept a glance at them and spoke remotely. When they heard that, all the senior members of the Yi family looked thoughtful. How wonderful that Lord Long likes them. We were intending to present all these divine weapons and treasures to the Long family. After all, considering our skill level, these divine weapons and Dharma treasures would be wasted on us, one of the senior members of the Yi family said with a smile. The Long family master did not show much expression when he heard that. He only said coldly, I heard that the eldest young lady of the Yi family injured the Duan family master. The senior members of the Yi family exchanged glances. Lord Long, our eldest young lady just returned to Lin Town and doesn't know the rules. She isn't very sensible and has been a little arrogant ever since she entered the sect to cultivate. However, she had no intention of offending the Long family. That's right. We will certainly make Enchanting kneel and kowtow to the Duan family master for injuring him. We hope Lord Long will be gracious. We will give all these divine weapons and Dharma treasures to the Long family. A few senior members of the Yi family spoke hurriedly. The Duan family was not important. What was important was the Long family's attitude. An elder from the Long family immediately laughed coldly and said, she is merely an ordinary outer sect disciple. Considering the ability and cultivation level of an outer sect disciple, could she really severely injure the Duan family master, or do you mean she relied on some Dharma treasure to be able to do so? When they heard the Long family elder's words, everyone from the Yi family also thought that this must be true. In terms of martial arts ability, Enchanting was merely an outer sect disciple, but the Duan family master was so powerful. He had already reached the second heaven of martial arts cultivation. Chapter 995 Ability 1. If Enchanting did not have a Dharma treasure that she had obtained by chance, how could she force the Duan family to a state where they could not even fight back? The fact that Enchanting had been so open-handed and given away these numerous treasures so freely showed that she did not care about them. She must certainly have some rare treasures on her person. The senior members of the Yi family were not stupid. When they heard the Long family master's words, they more or less guessed what he meant. Besides the treasures that Enchanting had given the Yi family, the Long family master also wanted the treasure on Enchanting's person. Enchanting, hadn't you better bring out the treasure you are carrying, said a senior member of the Yi family as he looked at Enchanting. However, Enchanting just shrugged. Who told you that I am carrying treasure? You aren't. When they heard Enchanting's words, all the senior members of the Yi family frowned deeply. How could it be that Enchanting was not carrying any treasure? In that case, how could Enchanting have brought out so many premium yellow-grade divine weapons and rare elixirs without batting an eyelid? Yi Qingtang, this is the Long family's master and a half-step yin-yang perfected lord. Your treasure is wasted on you. You had better hand it over to Lord Long. With Lord Long's abilities, he will be better able to protect Lin Town with these treasures. That's right. In that way, you will also be making a contribution to the Yi family and Lin Town. As the eldest young lady of the Yi family, you should at least be aware of some of these things. At that moment, all the senior members of the Yi family were hoping to save their own skins and were all speaking rapidly. However, although they said all these things, Yi Qingtang remained completely unmoved. She showed no sign of bringing out any treasure. This situation caused the senior members of the Yi family to frown. Yi Qingtang, you say that you are not carrying any Dharma treasure. In that case, hand over your space ring, a senior member of the Yi family said coldly. Yi Qingtang had brought this disaster on them. If she had not been so blatantly arrogant and used the Dharma treasure to defeat the Duan family, all of this would not have happened. She was merely an outer sect disciple, but her arrogant attitude was akin to that of an inner sect disciple of a super sect. She had no sense of her own little worth and had forgotten herself when she had obtained a few Dharma treasures by chance, bringing catastrophe to the Yi family. Now, she was still refusing to hand the Dharma treasure over. Yi Qingtang, hadn't you better take out your space ring? When he saw that Yi Qingtang did not reply, the senior member of the Yi family was enraged. Given the current circumstances, even the Yi family master had to comply, much less the eldest young lady of the Yi family. When Yi Qingtang looked at the scene before her, she understood why the Yi family had been so oppressed. Firstly, the Duan family had the backing of the Long family. Secondly, these people that her father and second uncle had brought back to the Yi house did not dare to oppose the Long family, causing them to be repeatedly bullied. Deep in her heart, Yi Qingtang knew that although her father was the family master, he was too mild and was even inclined to be weak. Given his personality, he could not control these people in the Yi family, otherwise, he would not have allowed Yi Yu's grandfather to control the Yi family in the first place. Are you talking about this? Yi Qingtang immediately waved the space ring on her finger. That's right, the senior member of the Yi family said impatiently. If you want it, come and get it yourself. Yi Qingtang looked at the senior member of the Yi family, and a cold light flashed across her eyes. There were many parasites in the Yi family. If her father did not get rid of them, she would have to do it for him. Chapter 996 Ability 2, Don't Bother. An elder from the Long family gave a cold grunt as he strode towards Yi Qingtang. He raised his right arm and grabbed at the space ring on Yi Qingtang's finger. You really have a death wish. Yi Qingtang stood motionless in the yard. Her bone-chilling look fell on the elder from the Long family, who was striding over. The elder from the Long family was taken aback. He shivered all over. He had merely received a look from the Yi family's eldest young lady, yet he felt as if he had fallen into an icy pit. This girl is certainly carrying a priceless Dharma treasure on her person. The elder from the Long family not only did not feel any fear, but a wild joy appeared in his eyes instead. Today, all the treasures that the eldest young lady of the Yi family carried would belong to their Long family. Yi Qingtang, if you dare to resist, I assure you that not a soul will be left in your Yi family. The elder from the Long family looked at Yi Qingtang and spoke coldly. Braggart, said Yi Qingtang. Braggart. The elder from the Long family was taken aback. He did not know what Yi Qingtang meant or why she had suddenly uttered these mysterious words. Clank. The next second, a long sword was drawn. Clank. And then sheathed. This drawing and sheathing of the sword were done in one smooth motion. No one even saw how Yi Qingtang had acted or how she had drawn her sword. However, as they stared stupidly, the elder from the Long family emitted a heartrending wail. When they looked at the elder from the Long family again, his mouth was full of blood. The tongue in his mouth had been cut off by the long sword and fell to the ground. Braggarts will lose their tongue. Enchanting stared at the elder from the Long family. Her lips curved upward slightly in an inscrutable smile. This scene completely stunned the senior members and disciples of the Yi family. Who would have imagined that Enchanting would be so daring? This was a senior elder of the Long family. This Enchanting had dared to cut off the tongue of a Long family elder in front of the Long family's master, a powerful half-step yin-yang perfected lord. This would push them and the Yi family into an abyss from which there was no return. Naturally, everyone was shocked. In terms of martial arts cultivation, this Long family elder had already entered the first heaven of martial chi level 3. Just what kind of powerful Dharma treasure did Enchanting have on her person that even allowed her to cut off the tongue of a powerful cultivator at the first heaven of martial chi level 3? At that moment, Duan Tianrao was frowning. Be careful. Don't underestimate Enchanting's Dharma treasure. It looks like your ex-fiancée is really daring. However, I am curious as to just how powerful her treasure is. Even our Long family's elder suffered such a great loss, Long Rui said with a cold laugh. Ruier, no matter what kind of powerful Dharma treasure Enchanting has, she is ultimately relying on an external source of power. No matter how powerful the Dharma treasure is, it will belong to you in the end, Duan Tianrao said to Long Rui smilingly. At that moment, the Long family master let out a cold grunt. The terrifying force of the half-step yin-yang cultivator suddenly permeated the whole area and shrouded the entire Yi house. Your Yi family is outrageously daring. Since that is the case, from today onward, there will be no Yi family in Lin Town. The Long family master shouted sternly. He was intimidating even when calm, like a lofty and invincible true god, causing everyone from the Yi family to turn pale and quake inwardly. Lord Long, please don't be angry. Lord Long, please don't be angry. This girl doesn't have the sense to appreciate a favor and acted rebelliously. We will certainly punish her severely and hand all the treasures and Dharma treasures on her person over to Lord Long. Chapter 997 Ability 3. After seeing Clan Master Long's reaction, the senior members of the Yi family had a change of expression, and one of them hurriedly spoke. However, Clan Master Long was unmoved. Duan Tianrao took a step forward, and his eyes swept across Enchanting and the members of the Yi family as though he was looking at ants. The Yi family offended Lord Long. I'm afraid whatever you say now is useless, Duan Tianrao said. The third elder was appalled, and he looked at Duan Tianrao. Tianrao, no matter what, you used to be Enchanting's fiancé. Quickly persuade Lord Long. Currently, the third elder was panic-stricken and clearly could not think through what could be said and what could not. Indeed, Long Rui's expression darkened instantly after hearing what the third elder said. Duan Tianrao shook his head. The engagement between Enchanting and I had already been broken 2 years ago. Our engagement back then was none other than an error made by my father at the spur of the moment. My father believed that in Lin Town, only Enchanting was suited to be the future mistress of the Duan family. There were no feelings between Enchanting and me. Moreover, given Enchanting's martial skills and talent, how is it possible for her to be the mistress of the Duan family? You mentioned this incident simply to insult me on purpose. This, the third elder was dumbstruck. What he said was due to the urgency of the situation, and he completely did not think that Long Rui was still present and that such words would only achieve the opposite effect. If there's anything, blame it on the fact that your Yi family produced an ignorant and arrogant eldest young lady with plain martial skills. She thought she was unbeatable after gaining a great treasure. How ridiculous! Duan Tianrao cast Enchanting a cold look. After Duan Tianrao said that, Clan Master Duan and other members of the Duan family marched into the Yi residence's courtyard. After learning that the clan master of the Long family went to the Yi residence, Duan Yongjing, who was previously humiliated, carelessly treated his injuries and hurriedly led a group of people from the Duan family over. He wanted to see exactly what kind of Dharma treasure Yi Qingtang had, and all the more wanted to see the outcome of Yi Qingtang and the Yi family. How lively it is today! Yi Qingtang looked at the Long and Duan family and laughed softly. Humph, Yi Qingtang, you will definitely die today. Duan Yongjing looked at Yi Qingtang coldly, wanting to shred Yi Qingtang into millions of pieces. Nonetheless, Yi Qingtang could not even be bothered to reply to the Duan family. Yi Qingtang, hurry. Kneel down and admit your mistake. Do you really want to harm us and the Yi family? Yi Qingtang, you bastard. Hurry up and apologize by taking your own life. Several senior members of the Yi family seemed to still be a little hopeful as they hollered at Yi Qingtang in fury, as though the Long family would let them off as long as Yi Qingtang died. At this instant, they could not care about Yi Qingtang's life. Even if she apologized by taking her life, it is useless, Clan Master Long said calmly. His martial aura did not reduce a bit and instead became even stronger. Under this overwhelming aura, the members of the Yi family were aghast, and their faces were as pale as those of corpses. It was as though their bodies were pressed down by a giant mountain in the skies, and they were unable to move. Full of bullshit. Yi Qingtang looked at Clan Master Long and said coldly. Insolent bastard, you have a death wish. Clan Master Long shouted coldly and subsequently walked towards Yi Qingtang. Swoosh. A superior yellow-grade sword with a magical luster was unsheathed by Clan Master Long. Chapter 998 3 Steps 1. There seemed to be a treasure with extremely powerful offensive abilities on Yi Qingtang, and Clan Master Long did not underestimate her. All he wished was to kill Yi Qingtang with a strike and retrieve her treasure and space ring once she died. Tang tang! Clan Master Yi Ling shouted and handed a top yellow-grade sword to Yi Qingtang immediately. With things as such, it was already impossible to achieve a thaw with the Long family. Yi Ling was, of course, aware of Long family's thoughts and plans. However, in the entire Yi family, there was simply no one who could oppose Clan Master Long except perhaps Yi Qingtang. However, Yi Qingtang did not even have any intention to receive the sword. She looked at Yi Qingtang and chuckled softly. Father, take not a musket to kill a butterfly. After hearing what Yi Qingtang said, Yi Ling was completely dumbfounded. Going against a half-step yin-yang perfected lord, yet, take not a musket to kill a butterfly. Young one, die. In an instant, the superior yellow-grade sword in Clan Master Long's hand slashed down at Yi Qingtang. The speed of this blow was extremely fast, and everyone could barely see it with their naked eyes. All they saw was a cold sword shadow flashing by. Boom! A loud sound erupted. Before everyone's eyes, Clan Master Long's sword slashed down at Yi Qingtang's left shoulder. Before everyone could react. You only have this much power. Yi Qingtang looked at Clan Master Long, who was inches away from her, and her lips curled into an unknown smile. Not mentioning a half-step yin-yang perfected lord, in Yi Qingtang's eyes, anyone below a yang lord was no different from an ant. Even if she remained at the same spot for him to kill her, yin lord could barely injure her at all, much less a so-called half-step yin-yang perfected lord. At this instant, Clan Master Long's expression changed slightly. His sword struck Yi Qingtang accurately, but it was as though he hit diamond. How could this be? You have a death wish. Clan Master Long shouted coldly, and without thinking further, the superior yellow-grade weapon slashed down at Yi Qingtang once again. This time, Clan Master Long used almost all his primordial qi, and a frightening primordial chi covered the superior yellow-grade sword. An extensive sword gleamed that looked like it could destroy the world slashed down at Yi Qingtang's crown. Boom! 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 Right after, an alarming explosion erupted, causing one to shudder and eardrums to hurt. At the very moment when everyone returned to their senses, they could not help but be completely dumbfounded. The senior members and disciples of the Yi family were dumbstruck and seemed to have forgotten to breathe. Duan Tianrao was all the more horrified while Clan Master Duan and the Duan family members looked as though they just saw a ghost. Clan Master Long, a half-step yin-yang perfected lord, waved a superior yellow-grade sword and slashed it down at Yi Qingtang's crown with all his might, but Yi Qingtang did not even blink an eye. Yi Qingtang stared at Clan Master Long and said without emotions, "Too weak." Clan Master Long was in disbelief. "Do you know, you messed up my hair." Yi Qingtang's brows were slightly furrowed. "What did you say?" Clan Master Long reddened. As a dignified half-step yin-yang perfected lord, he attacked Yi Qingtang with all his might, yet she said that his sword messed up her hair. In the next second, with the flick of a wrist, Yi Qingtang had already held Clan Master Long's superior yellow-grade sword in her hands. Chapter 999 3 Steps, 2. You wish to injure me with this lousy piece of metal. As Yi Qingtang spoke, she exerted power in her palm, and a crisp clang sounded. Under everyone's watch, Clan Master Long's superior yellow-grade weapon crushed. This crush directly turned the sword into fine powder. "This is impossible," Clan Master Long was aghast. "It's my turn." Yi Qingtang looked at Clan Master Long and said with a light chuckle. After hearing what Yi Qingtang said, Clan Master Long was alarmed. Almost instinctively, he retreated backward quickly and pulled a distance from Yi Qingtang. "If you can withstand my 3 steps, you'll pardon your Long family," Yi Qingtang said without emotions. 3 steps. Everyone at the scene was taken aback and completely could not comprehend what Yi Qingtang was saying. "This is the first step." With that, Yi Qingtang moved her leg and took a small step forward. This one step had such oppressive air like that of the very first aura since the creation of the universe, and it seemed to reverse heaven and earth. Everyone watched in disbelief and did not know what happened other than the fact that Clan Master Long shuddered and that his complexion was ghastly pale. Not bad. This is the second step. Immediately, an unknown smile formed on Yi Qingtang's face as she took another step forward. As she took the second step, blood actually seeped out of Clan Master Long's mouth. Very good. This is the third step. Afterward, Yi Qingtang moved her legs once again and made the third step. Ow! As Yi Qingtang took her third step, a mouthful of blood spewed out of Clan Master Long's mouth. "Father!" Long Rui was startled. Her father was a half-step yin-yang perfected lord. How could this be? At this very instant, disbelief was etched on everyone's faces. A yin-yang perfected lord actually used 3 steps to cause a half-step yin-yang perfected lord to vomit blood. It seems that the so-called unparalleled mighty Clan Master Long is unable to withstand my 3 steps. Yi Qingtang shook her head in disappointment. Clank. Very quickly, there was a sound of an unsheathed sword. The regicide sky blade appeared in Yi Qingtang's hand. Your Long family likes Dharma treasures a lot. What do you all think about this sword then? Yi Qingtang held the regicide sky blade in front of Clan Master Long. This, black grade weapon. After seeing Yi Qingtang's regicide sky blade, everyone at the scene was beyond shocked, much less Clan Master Long. A black-grade weapon was not what a yellow-grade weapon could be compared to. Even millions of top yellow-grade weapons were inferior to the lowest-level black-grade weapon. No one thought that Yi Qingtang even possessed such a weapon. Clan Master Long, and everyone here. Yi Qingtang's eyes swept the crowd, and she snickered softly. A sword should be used this way. As Yi Qingtang finished her sentence, the regicide sky blade in her hand waved down. Swoosh! A scarlet gleam rushed into the sky. Before everyone's shocked eyes, that sword gleam completely shattered the headquarters of the Duan family and Long family into ruins. SSS. Everyone gasped at the sight. Outrageous. The level of the treasure on this lady is actually this frightening. At this instant, several Long family elders were seething. In their eyes, the reason why Yi Qingtang could harm Clan Master Long, a half-step yin-yang perfected lord, was only because of the treasure on her. Chapter 1003 Steps 3. Realization dawned on the masses after hearing what the elders of the Long family said. Yi Qingtang even possessed a black-grade weapon. She must have a matching Dharma treasure on her. If they possessed such a Dharma treasure, it was not impossible to injure a half-step yin-yang perfected lord. Rui. Quickly notify your Grand Master. Clan Master Long looked at his daughter, Long Rui, and said. Grand Master. Long Rui's eyes glistened upon hearing Clan Master Long. Her Grand Master, also her father's master, was Qinglin sect's Grand Elder. His martial skills had already entered the yin-yang perfected lord realm. If the Grand Master came, he would definitely be able to kill a yin-yang perfected lord easily and, afterward, be able to get the yin-yang perfected lord's black-grade weapon and Dharma treasure. Long Rui used her mind power immediately. A moment later, Long Rui opened her eyes and exclaimed in delight. Grand Master is in the vicinity. Her Grand Master was the previous Grand Elder of Qinglin sect and was the most powerful figure in Qinglin sect. He has been traveling around in recent times, and it was not strange for him to be nearby Lin Town. The previous Grand Elder of Qinglin sect, it was only at this moment when everyone first realized that Clan Master Long actually had a master at the yin-yang perfected lord realm. That previous Grand Elder of Qinglin sect had extraordinary skills and was a true yin-yang perfected lord. A moment later, space seemed to be twisted, and time seemed to have stopped. A white-haired elderly suddenly appeared in the sky above Lin Town. As he walked in the air, it was as though an immortal had arrived. The martial aura emitted by the elderly was extremely oppressive, causing everyone to lose their minds and instinctively wish to escape from this place. Grand Master. Long Rui raised her head and looked into the sky. Noticing the elderly, she broke out in elation. Her Grand Master was Qinglin sect's previous Grand Elder and a true mighty yin-yang perfected lord. Master. Seeing that the elderly had arrived, Clan Master Long immediately gave the elderly a full bow. When Clan Master Long was young, he cultivated in Qinglin sect and became a personal disciple of this elderly. Upon seeing a true yin-yang perfected lord, the members of the Yi and Duan family were extremely silent and even slowed down their breathing, afraid that they would alarm this extraordinary presence. Grand Master, Long Rui looked at the elderly in the air and was about to say something but was interrupted by the elderly. I already know about it. There's no need to repeat. Subsequently, the elderly's eyes landed on Yi Qingtang. After inspecting her for a while, his eyes shone. You are Xianling sect's disciple, Yi Qingtang. He was aware that Yi Qingtang obtained the Fiend Celestial Beast in the Hell of Avicenaraka mystic realm and had seen Yi Qingtang's wanted portraits before, thus, he could recognize her immediately. Yi Qingtang did not refute him. I already know of your actions in the Hell of Avicenaraka mystic realm. Young one, the Long family shares a deep relation with me. What you did today is already a huge offense. However, if you hand the Fiend Celestial Beast over, I can pardon your sins. How about that? The previous Grand Elder of Qinglin sect looked at Yi Qingtang and said slowly. Fiend Celestial Beast. Everyone was taken aback by what the elderly said. They had never heard of a fiend celestial beast and did not know what kind of presence a fiend celestial beast was. Chapter 1001 The Arrival of a Powerful Figure. 1. Could it be that the fiend celestial beast mentioned by the Qinglin sect's previous Grand Elder is the treasure on Enchanting? Immediately, Duan Tianrao and the members of the Duan family were in thought. Judging from the situation, an item that even the previous Grand Elder of Qinglin sect cared so much about must definitely be a great piece of treasure. In this case, it could be explained why Yi Qingtang could harm Clan Master Long, a half-step yin-yang perfected lord. It was just that everyone was extremely curious to know what kind of presence the so-called fiend celestial beast was for a true yin-yang perfected lord to pay so much attention to. Yet, no one dared to raise the question. Master, this bastard still has a black-grade weapon. Clan Master Long looked at the elderly in the air and said hurriedly. Clan Master Long had left the sect for a long time and naturally did not know what a fiend celestial beast was. Black-grade weapon. The elderly laughed plainly upon hearing Clan Master Long and said, compared to the fiend celestial beast that this girl obtained in the mystic realm, a black-grade weapon is nothing. What? Clan Master Long and everyone present were taken aback. Even a black-grade weapon could not be compared to a fiend celestial beast. What kind of shocking treasure was hidden on Yi Qingtang? Yi Qingtang, hurry hand that fiend celestial beast or something over. This is Qinglin sect's previous Grand Elder, a true yin-yang perfected lord. That's right. Yi Qingtang, the Grand Elder had already promised in front of everyone. As long as you hand your treasure out, he will not haggle about it. Could it be that you still refuse to admit your errors, or do you think that your treasure can even go against a true yin-yang perfected lord? After hearing the elderly, the senior members of the Yi family looked at Yi Qingtang and ordered incessantly. However, Yi Qingtang did not plan to bother with these senior members and did not respond. Yi Ling and the second elder had a complicated expression. They never expected so many things to happen after Yi Qingtang returned to Lin Town. When Yi Qingtang returned, Yi Ling had already told her to leave earlier. If Yi Qingtang listened to him, there would not be these many disasters. It was not that Yi Ling was afraid of troubles but that he was unwilling to have Yi Qingtang encounter such danger. They were already at a loss of what to do when facing a half-step yin-yang perfected lord from the Long family. Now that they were facing the previous Grand Elder of Qinglin sect, a true yin-yang perfected lord, they were all the more in despair. Death seemed to be looming above them. Tang Tang, hand the fiend celestial beast to them. At this instant, even the second elder of the Yi family could not help but persuade her. No matter what kind of shocking treasure it was, one's life was more important. What was the point of everything if one's life was lost? Moreover, that Grand Elder had already said that as long as Yi Qingtang was willing to hand that so-called fiend celestial beast over, he could let bygones be bygones and spare Yi Qingtang's life. The words of sect's Grand Elders carried weight, and this Grand Elder was also a yin-yang perfected lord. Since he said that he would spare Yi Qingtang's life, he would definitely be able to do so and fulfill his own promise. Of course, the premise was that Yi Qingtang had to cooperate and hand the fiend celestial beast to him. Chapter 1002 The Arrival of a Powerful Figure. 2. Tang Tang, your life is most important? At this moment, Yi Ling looked at Yi Qingtang and could not help but try to persuade her. To Yi Ling, there was nothing more important than his own daughter's life. Regardless of that fiend celestial beast and the black-grade weapon, it was still so. However, Yi Qingtang did not even turn around to look at Yi Ling or the second elder. Yi Qingtang, the clan master has already said it. Are you really going to refuse to admit your mistake? Forget it if you don't want your life, but do you want the Yi family to be buried together with you as well? Yi Qingtang, quickly hand the fiend celestial beast over. Otherwise, don't blame us for punishing you in the name of justice." The senior members of the Yi family looked at Yi Qingtang, enraged. Even if Yi Qingtang could suppress the half-step yin-yang perfected Lord Clan Master Long using that god knows what fiend celestial beast, the person she was facing currently was, however, the previous Grand Elder of Qinglin's sect, a true yin-yang perfected lord. A half-step yin-yang perfected lord and yin-yang perfected lord may seem close, but in reality, there was a world of difference between them. Even if 100 or 1,000 half-step yin-yang perfected lords faced a true yin-yang perfected lord, they would only be slain. Any more bullshit and you'll die. Yi Qingtang's eyes swept across the senior members of the Yi family who were rambling ceaselessly. "You!" One of the senior members pointed at Yi Qingtang in fury. Swoosh! Before that senior member could finish his sentence, there was a sound of a sword being unsheathed. Subsequently, that senior member's arm which was instantly stretched out was chopped by the sword aura. "Arr!" A miserable cry escaped that senior member of the Yi family. Never had he thought that Yi Qingtang would actually attack him, a senior member of the Yi family. Noticing the situation, all the senior members were shocked and did not dare to utter a word. Yi Qingtang had a black-grade weapon and a fiend celestial beast which even the previous Grand Elder of Qinglin's sect cared very much about. It was nothing but courting death if they opposed Yi Qingtang right now. Yi Qingtang, this devil's spawn, humph. What a scoundrel. She is only a member of the younger generation of the Yi family. How dare she attack a senior member of the Yi family? This is a wicked crime which is past forgiving. Once the Qinglin sect Grand Elder takes her fiend celestial beast and black-grade weapon. I want to see if she still dares to be this arrogant in front of us. By then, we must make her kneel and punish her by the clan's rules. The senior members of the Yi family gritted their teeth. "Young one, what do you think of my suggestion?" Qinglin sect's previous Grand Elder looked at Yi Qingtang and asked. Yi Qingtang stared at the elderly in the air and replied plainly. "Fiend celestial beasts have always only followed powerful figures. With your weak martial realm, where did you find the courage to believe that you are qualified enough to obtain the fiend celestial beast?" Everyone was surprised by what Yi Qingtang said. Was this Yi Qingtang really courting death? Previously, the Qinglin sect Grand Elder had already clearly said that as long as she handed the fiend celestial beast over, he would spare her life, but Yi Qingtang actually said such things to the Qinglin sect Grand Elder. Did she really not want her life anymore? Yi Qingtang, this scoundrel. How dare you talk to the Grand Elder this way? Yi Qingtang, if you wish to die then go ahead alone. Why must you drag us and the Yi family along with you? Chapter 1003 The Arrival of a Powerful Figure. 3. The senior members of the Yi family also could not bear with her attitude anymore and started to blame her in anger. Even the disciples of the Yi family also began to curse her. "Young lady, you're way too arrogant. It seems like your parents did not teach you about manners." The previous Qinglin sect's Grand Elder shouted coldly in mid-air. Yi Qingtang sneered after hearing the Grand Elder's words. "You're disrespecting me by talking to me in mid-air. Get down right now." "What did you say?" "Yi Qingtang, how dare you to speak to my Grand Master like that?" Long Rui's eyes darkened immediately like a pool of water. However, Yi Qingtang did not seem to hear Long Rui's words at all and did not give any response. "Then I shall help you to get down." Yi Qingtang sneered coldly as the previous Qinglin sect's Grand Elder had no reaction. She raised her right arm under everyone's gaze, and the Grand Elder was dragged down by a mysterious force. The scene was like a dream to everyone who was present as it was so unreal. The Qinglin sect's Grand Elder was shocked as he landed. His body was out of his control just now and was dragged down by a force that could not be described. Was it the fiend celestial beast? The previous Qinglin sect's Grand Elder stared at Yi Qingtang and contemplated. A warm luster appeared in the elder's eyes soon. It was shocking that a young fiend celestial beast could possess such terrifying power. If he could get the fiend celestial beast. The elder was more determined to get the fiend celestial beast. Young lady, I'll give you one last chance to hand over the fiend celestial beast and the black-grade weapon now. If not, you will not even be able to die in peace. Yi Qingtang was expressionless after hearing the elder's words. Young lady, it seems like you really don't value your own life. The previous Qinglin sect's Grand Elder looked at Yi Qingtang and sneered. I won't kill you before I get the fiend celestial beast. However, I shall kill everyone in the Yi family. The Grand Elder then exchanged a glance with Long Rui and the Long family master. The Long family master immediately understood the command from the Grand Elder and looked towards the Yi Ling and the rest. You're really a group of clowns. Yi Qingtang sighed softly. Yi Qingtang did not have the intention to fight against these people previously. However, she understood that no matter what she said, everyone would think that she was using the fiend celestial beast's power to threaten them. Yi Qingtang would not mind to let everyone feel the power of a young lord. As Yi Qingtang finished her words, the immense power of a seventh heaven of the yin-yang perfected lord exploded out from her body. Wing howled, and invisible waves of air spread out in all directions like the waves from the center of the sea. As the aura of the yin-yang seventh heaven spread out, the immense power rushed into the sky, and the sky seemed to be trembling under the influence. Invisible waves of air surrounded Yi Qingtang and spread out in all directions. Everyone stepped backward under the force of the aura before they could comprehend the situation. They were terrified by the scene and trembled in fear. Chapter 1004 Young Lord 1. The senior members and the disciples of the Yi family, the Duan family, and even the Long family all stared at Yi Qingtang in shock. They were all taken aback by the power and froze. However, no one knew what did the disaster-like aura represented besides the previous Qinglin sect's Grand Elder. The senior members of the Yi family all trembled in fear under the aura. It seemed that they were going to suffocate to death. What was that? The senior members of the Yi family looked at each other and murmured. Their eyes were filled with astonishment. The previous Qinglin sect's Grand Elder's face was full of terror. As the previous Qinglin sect's Grand Elder and a true yin-yang perfected lord, he obviously knew what this power represented. Yin-yang perfected lord. Seventh heaven. A young lord. This is impossible. You're a young lord, the elder stared at Yi Qingtang in fear. The young lady in front of him was a real young lord. Yin-yang seventh heaven. Young lord. The Long family master froze as he heard the elder's words. When he looked towards Yi Qingtang again, his sight was filled with surprise and disbelief. Young lord, the clan master Duan and the members of the Duan family could not believe what they just heard. Though they had never seen a seventh heaven yin-yang perfected lord or felt the aura, they understood what a young lord was. The yin-yang perfected lord was separated into two different levels. The first level was called a yin lord, and the second level was called a yang lord. The yin lord and the yang lord were of a world difference, but the difference in their power was huge. The first to sixth heavens of the yin-yang perfected lord were yin lords. Only when one's martial ability entered the seventh heaven could he then step into the second level and become a yang lord. The number of yang lords on this mainland was very limited. Any yang lord could make the land tremble when they slightly used their power. Besides the elder who was at yin-yang perfected lord level as well, no one else who was present was able to understand the meaning of the aura. If the elder did not speak up, the members of the three families would still think that the aura belonged to the fiend celestial beast. Now, they finally understood why Yi Qingtang did not bother to talk to the senior members of the Yi family when they could not stop chattering. The difference in the levels was so huge that none of them could even enter her eyes. Even the Grand Elder, who was a yin-yang perfected lord, also did not qualify to speak to her. Duan Tianrou's face was extremely unpleasant. The fiancé that he looked down at and wanted to annul the engagement with had become an unbeatable powerful person in these 2 years. The seventh heaven of the yin-yang perfected lord. Senior, please spare my life. Cold sweat appeared on the Grand Elder's forehead. He kneeled down immediately in terror. A young lord to him was an unconquerable true god. The young lady in front of him could kill him with just a thought without leaving any trace of his flesh and bones. Yi Qingtang looked at the previous Qinglin sect's Grand Elder coldly. All these people were nothing in her eyes. She did not even have any interest to talk to them. Chapter 1005 Young Lord, 2, Grand Master, even the Grand Master, who was a yin-yang perfected lord, also kneeled down in front of her. Seeing this, Long Rui had an extremely pale face. Only at this moment did the Long family understand what they had done. They offended a young lord. There will be no more Long family and Duan family from now on. Yi Qingtang scanned through everyone and said slowly after killing the elder. Please spare us. We did not know. The Long family was in a mess after hearing their death sentence from Yi Qingtang. However, an aura exploded suddenly. 10 people of the Long family, including the Long family master, were killed instantly. Run! The Duan family master turned back and was about to flee in fear after witnessing the hell-like scene. Where do you want to go now that you're already here? Yi Qingtang spoke plainly. As Yi Qingtang finished her sentence, everyone from the Duan family suddenly froze as if they lost control of their bodies. Yi Qingtang wandered around them. She raised her right arm slightly, and the Duan family master's body suddenly exploded. Members of the Duan family were all killed under Yi Qingtang's martial aura within a few breaths. The senior members of the Yi family and a few elders all froze in shock. Even Yi Ling also could not process what was going on. Qingtang. Tang. Please. Please don't kill me. Duan Tianrao begged in fear as Yi Qingtang walked towards him slowly. Boom. Yi Qingtang did not even say a single word. Duan Tianrou's body was crushed into a pool of flesh with an explosion. However, Yi Qingtang did not kill some disciples of the Duan family who kneeled and begged in front of her. She had nothing to do with the juniors, and they were just here to witness the drama. Yi Qingtang would not kill them since they did not have the intention to harm her. Yi Qingtang did not plan to kill the Long families, Duan families, and Qinglin sect's Grand Elder straight away. However, Yi Qingtang understood that these people not only wanted to take away the resources she gave to the Yi family but also wanted to wipe out the entire Yi family. They even had the intention to kill her. Yi Qingtang did not show any mercy and killed them all. Yi Qingtang took a glimpse at the disciples of the Duan family and let them leave the place. She did the same thing to some of the disciples of the Long family. After a short while, Yi Qingtang looked towards the senior members of the Yi family and said, "Just now, I heard that you wanted to punish me with the family rules." The senior members' faces all turned pale after Yi Qingtang finished her words. They treated Yi Qingtang as a normal member of the Yi family previously. Under everyone's gaze, Yi Qingtang swung a palm out and smashed the senior member whose arm was chopped off by her previously. The remaining senior members were all soaked with cold sweat. You only thought of how to protect yourselves when the Yi family was facing our enemies. None of you cared about the honor of the family, and none of you deserved to live anymore. Yi Qingtang looked towards the senior members of the Yi family and said indifferently. Based on her father Yiling's personality, he was not able to control these senior members previously as well. Yiling's martial ability was mediocre and had a weak personality. It was hard for him to take up the position as the family master. Now, Enchanting had to step out for deterrence. Chapter 1006 Young Lord 3. Some of the remaining senior members of the Yi family all stood in silence. They finally understood how ridiculous their behavior was previously. They were trying to condemn an unconquerable young lord. Everyone was shaking in fear after recalling what they had done. The senior members of the Yi family also realized why Enchanting was so indifferent towards the Duan family and the Long family. In the eyes of a seventh heaven young perfected lord, the Duan family and the Long family were nothing. They should feel honored that Enchanting even spoke to them. However, Enchanting did give them a chance. If the two families were not so greedy, Enchanting would not choose to kill them all. The senior members of the Yi family were new to the family. Most of them only saw Enchanting for the first time. They only heard that the family master's daughter was a normal sect disciple. However, no one could imagine that this disciple was a real seventh heaven young lord. It was fortunate that Enchanting was the young lady of Yi family. Offending a young lord might result in the death of all their related family members. How could they be alive till now? Young lady. Please. Please spare my life. The third elder was pale and trembled in fear. He kneeled down beside Enchanting. He did not have the courage to fight against the Long family and only thought of surrendering all weapons and elixirs from Enchanting to them to prevent a disaster. Get up, Enchanting said coldly. Enchanting was not familiar with the third elder, but he could see the big picture and solve the problem wisely. Furthermore, he did not do anything that would harm T family. He even defended her in front of the Long family. It was totally different from the senior members of the Yi family that only thought of their own safety. Yi family would need people like the third elder. Though he was not able to do much, at least his heart belonged to the Yi family. The third elder sighed in relief after realizing that Enchanting did not blame him. Thank you young lady for the weapons and the elixirs. We will definitely protect the Yi family in the future. Many senior members sighed as well. They then looked towards Enchanting and smiled as they held the yellow-grade weapons and elixirs from Enchanting. Thank you young lady. Thank you young lady. Some disciples of the Yi family also showed their gratitude. However, Enchanting did not respond to them. She looked at the third elder and said, "Take back all weapons and elixirs I gave out previously." What? The disciples and the senior members were all shocked. Why would she take back all their weapons and elixirs when the problem was settled? Do you want to know the reason? Because none of you deserve them, and none of you are qualified to have them. Enchanting scanned through everyone. The new senior members of the Yi family only focused on their own benefits. They had no loyalty towards the Yi family. The loyalty they showed now was just because the young lady of the Yi family was a young lord. Chapter 1007 Reform 1. Enchanting could recruit all those really powerful people to the Yi family with her own ability. Why would she need these selfish people here? The same went for the disciples here. Most of them lived in Lin Town. They changed their surnames to Yi after entering the Yi family, but they did not belong to direct descendants of the Yi family. When Yi family encountered such troubles, none of them dared to speak out for the family. Instead, they put all the blame onto Enchanting, the family's young lady. Hand over all the weapons and elixirs young lady gave out previously. You know what will be the consequences if you hide any of them. The third elder walked into the crowd and commanded coldly. Soon, around a dozen of yellow-grade weapons and elixirs were taken back by the third elder. Disperse all disciples of the Yi family here. None of you will be allowed to call yourself as a disciple of the Yi family, Enchanting said indifferently. What? On what basis? What did we do? All the disciples of the Yi family started questioning and complaining when they heard that Enchanting wanted to chase them away. Because none of you deserve to have my surname. None of you deserve to be a disciple of the Yi family. Enchanting scanned through the crowd and said. The third elder could completely understand Enchanting's intention. If he were Enchanting, he might kill these unrelated disciples directly. Leave now. The third elder shouted in rage and opened his eyes wide. The disciples all showed different expressions. They just experienced both joy and desperation in such a short period of time. They just received all the supreme weapons and elixirs, but then they were taken back. The Yi family now had a young lord that they could show off in front of others. However, they were chased out of the Yi family all of a sudden. The disciples could do nothing but leave. After the disciples left, Enchanting looked towards the remaining senior members of the Yi family and said, Same for you. If anyone dares to use the surname Yi in the future, I will hunt you down no matter where you go. WH. What? The senior members of the Yi family were all shocked and could not believe what they just heard. They were chased out of the Yi family by her as well. The Yi family would definitely become a super family with Enchanting. However, they were chased out of the Yi family before they could even enjoy their good days. However, no one dared to say anything to the unconquerable seventh heaven young lord. Young lady. It's hard for the Yi family to function without the senior members. The third elder looked at Enchanting and said. Enchanting touched the third elder's forehead gently, and her divine sense entered his glabella. Bring my divine sense to recruit those suitable powerful people to the Yi family. Sure. The third elder was very excited as he nodded constantly. Even a yin-yang perfected lord would fight to join the Yi family with a seventh heaven young lord's divine sense. Young lady, I will set off soon after some preparation. The third elder turned and left after finishing his words. Now, only a few people still remained in the giant Yi family. Yi Ling finally understood the situation and realized that his daughter Enchanting was now a young lord. Tang Tang. Am I dreaming? Yi Ling could not believe how Enchanting managed to become a young lord within 2 years. Father, no one will dare to bully us from today onward. Enchanting smiled gently to Yi Ling. Chapter 1008 Reform 2. However, Enchanting was clearly aware that given her father's personality, he still required some training to control the powerful figures of the Yi family. Nonetheless, Enchanting was not overly worried either. After all, Yi Ling's daughter was a young lord, and even if those yin-yang perfected lords pledged allegiance to the Yi family, they definitely had to obey Yi Ling. Good. Very good. Delight filled Yi Ling's eyes. His dream of several decades was actually about to be fulfilled. Yi Ling had a warm disposition, and his daughter and family clan were his only priorities. His dream was to bring the Yi family to greater heights under his leadership. Today, thanks to his daughter, the Yi family was about to rise greatly and become a super family clan. However, Yi Ling could not help but worry. He could become the clan master of the Yi family partly due to luck, but this time, he was unable to control those senior members who were chased out by Enchanting. Would he be able to control the powerful figures who were to pledge allegiance to the Yi family in the future then? Yet, thinking about it carefully, even a yin-yang perfected lord would probably not harbor any evil designs should they know that his daughter was a young lord. The only reason why those powerful figures would be willing to join the Yi family would be because of the fact that Enchanting was a young lord. Since that was the case, who would be so insensible to offend a young lord's father? At this thought, Yi Ling was completely at ease. Great Elder. Enchanting looked at the Great Elder, who was still dumbfounded, and called him softly. Ha! Ha! The Great Elder only returned to his senses when he saw Enchanting walking towards him. To the Great Elder, the lady before him was not just young Lady Yi but also an unrivaled young lord of this mainland. A while ago, the death of that Qinglin sect Grand Elder completely stunned the Grand Elder. To cultivators of their level, Yin Lord of the Yin Yang Perfected Lord Realm was already considered a supreme god, yet Enchanting killed the Grand Elder in a second. Even more so, this lady was the eldest young lady of the Yi family. It was truly a massive shock. What are you thinking about, Great Elder? Enchanting looked at the elderly beside her and asked. Eldest young lady. It's nothing, the Great Elder shook his head repeatedly. Enchanting had a pretty good impression of this Great Elder. When the Long family came, the Great Elder still placed the family clan's honor as the first priority. Although his own grandson was severely injured by the Duan family, he still had a heart. This spirit pill is for treating a yin-yang perfected lord body. Dan Yifan was heavily injured from competing for the Yi family previously. An ordinary spirit pill would take several months for him to recover. This spirit pill will allow him to recover fully in just a few hours and will not damage any of his martial foundations. Enchanting smiled. The Great Elder looked at Enchanting, astounded and overwhelmed by her favor. The lady before him was a young lord, and she actually gave him a spirit pill on her own initiative and was so friendly to him. All of this seemed like a dream. Thank you, eldest young lady. Agitation was written all over the Great Elder's face as he accepted the spirit pill with trembling hands. Bring it to Dan Yifan to treat his injuries first, Enchanting said. All right. I'll go take a look at Yifan first then. The Great Elder was worried about Dan Yifan's injuries at the mention of his name. After gaining Enchanting's permission, the Great Elder turned and left. Chapter 1009 Reform 3, Second Elder, what happened to you? Yi Ling looked at the Second Elder, who was still dumbfounded, and asked with furrowed brows. The Second Elder took a deep breath to calm himself down only after Yi Ling called him several times. He originally thought that the Yi family and Enchanting would definitely face a calamity today, but never had he thought that the calamity would actually fall on the Long family, Duan family, and that previous Grand Elder of Qinglin sect. In just a short span of 2 years, Enchanting actually progressed from a Kane cultivator into a young lord who could stun the entire mainland with the facts lying right before his eyes. He had to face it clearly even if it seemed a fantasy. Tang. You actually. The Second Elder was speechless as he looked at Enchanting. He had never seen a yin-yang perfected lord in his life before, and all the more never dared to think that he could have any relations with a legendary young lord. However, the fact was that he was the second uncle of a young lord. Previously, the Second Elder tried to persuade Enchanting to hand the fiend celestial beast over to that yin-yang perfected lord, as he was afraid that something would happen to Enchanting. Now, it seemed that he was overly worried. Second uncle, keep these weapons and elixirs properly and distribute them to the new disciples of the Yi family in the future. You can choose whatever weapons and elixirs you like. There's no need to hold yourself back, as I still have a lot more at my side. As Enchanting spoke, she handed all the items to the Second Elder. Ha! Sure. The Second Elder received the items and responded agitatedly. I want to see who dares to offend our Yi family from now on. Oh right, if the natural endowments of the future Yi family disciples are bad, we must not want them. Enchanting stared blankly at the Second Elder. Late in the night, Enchanting, Yi Ling, the Great Elder, and the Second Elder were in the study room. The third elder had already left with Yi Qingtang's divine sense to recruit powerful figures suitable for the Yi family. After discussion, the eventual decision was to combine the entire Long family and Duan family as a part of the Yi family. As for the disciples of the two family clans, they could leave. As long as they were not a direct descendant of the family clan, they would be considered if they wished to join the Yi family. The second morning, Clan Master Si and Si Yi personally paid a visit to the Yi family. Clan Master Si and Si Yi were already clearly aware of yesterday's incident. Never in their dreams would they have thought that Yi Qingtang was currently a young lord. Grandfather Si. Yi Qingtang called when she saw Clan Master Si walking into the hall of the Yi residence. Ha ha ha, Tang Tang. You're still willing to call me Grandfather Si now. This is enough for me to boast for my entire lifetime. Clan Master Si beamed. It's not just enough for grandfather to boast. The fact that my younger sister Qingtang is a young lord is enough for me to boast about for 10 lifetimes. Si commented with a laugh. Yi Qingtang laughed helplessly. Grandfather Si is Qingtang's grandfather forever. In reality, given Si Bei's martial talent, it was easy for Si Bai to become a holy venerate in the future now that he survived in this lifetime. Of course, Clan Master Si and Si Yi did not know anything about this. Alright, Tang Tang. You said it. You can't eat your words. Clan Master Si said hurriedly. After using Yi Qingtang's elixir, Clan Master Si's illness disappeared in a night, and his martial skills improved another level. Presently, he was glowing with health and was extremely resplendent. As for Si Yi, he was beaming with confidence with the superior yellow-grade sword hanging on his waist. Ah, old Si, let's dispense with the formalities. The great elder laughed. Chapter 10:10 Reform. For, although there were some misunderstandings between the Si family and the Yi family in the past, the relationship between both family clans had been very amiable ever since Yi Qingtang treated Si Bai successfully. Old Si, if there's anything you want to say, why don't you just shoot it out? Yi Ling asked with a smile. Clan Master Si nodded and said, all right. I'll say it straight then. I wish to combine the Si family into the Yi family. It's pretty much sharing the spotlight of my Tang Tang. Because of the Long family, the Si family had been on a gradual decline. However, if it could join the Yi family, the situation would be completely different. This, after hearing what Clan Master Si said, the few elders and Yi Ling were a little surprised. This old Si actually intended to combine the Si family into the Yi family. Of course, it was not easy for them to make a decision for such matters. After all, Clan Master Si proposed this for the sake of Yi Qingtang. Tang Tang, what do you think? Second elder looked at Yi Qingtang. Yi Qingtang pondered for a moment and subsequently shook her head. No. Clan Master Si and Si Yi were taken aback by her reply. The two of them initially thought that given their relations with Yi Qingtang, there should not be any problem even if they were to enter the Yi family. Yi Qingtang was currently an unrivaled young lord, and if the Si family was combined into the Yi family, it would still be the best outcome even if the Si family would cease to exist from then on. An awkward smile emerged on Clan Master Si's face. He never thought that Yi Qingtang would reject so firmly. Grandfather Si, you want to combine the Si family into the Yi family merely because of my influence as a young lord. Although I am a member of the Yi family, I am also considered half a Si. Since that's the case, doesn't it mean that the Si family also has a young lord and grandfather Si has a young lord granddaughter? Why is there a need to inconvenience yourself by combining the Si family into the Yi family? Yi Qingtang looked at the rather dejected Clan Master Si and smiled. Clan Master Si was surprised to hear Yi Qingtang's response. As a young lord, Yi Qingtang actually said she was his granddaughter, half a Si. Back when Yi Qingtang was younger, Grandfather C treated her very well, and she had never forgotten about it. The fact that she could even enter Xianling's sect was also because of Grandfather C. Apart from this, there were countless other things Grandfather C did for her, which showed that he treated her like his own granddaughter wholeheartedly. How could Yi Qingtang treat the C family badly now? Immediately, Yi Qingtang stood up and raised her right arm slightly, injecting her divine sense into C.'s glabella. This is, C trembled at the appearance of an inexplicably huge amount of energy. Big brother C, this is my divine sense which contains my will. With this energy, you should be able to recruit many powerful figures for the C family. Yi Qingtang replied with a smile. I see. C understood the meaning in Yi Qingtang's words instantly. If the C family said that they had a young lord in their clan, no one in this world would believe them. However, if they could display Yi Qingtang's will, things would be completely different. There would definitely not be any hoax if a young lord's mental energy appeared personally. It was said that many hidden clans in the past also used this method to recruit powerful figures. Ha ha ha, isn't this great then? Your C family also has centuries of history. If it is really combined into the Yi family, old C would be the most unable to bear it. The second elder looked at Clan Master C and laughed. It was, however, that Yi Qingtang's actions were rather unexpected. Chapter 10-11 Prosperity 1. Clan Master C was caught off guard by Yi Qingtang. Just as the second elder of the Yi family had said, the C family had had several centuries of history ever since its formation in Lin Town. If it was really combined into other family clans, it would indeed be a little difficult to accept. However, due to the oppression of the Long family, the C family was almost at the end of their resources, and there were no other options at the time. Yet, Yi Qingtang declared that she was half a C and even injected the divine sense energy of a young lord into C.'s glabella. As long as C displayed Yi Qingtang's young lord will, there would definitely be countless powerful figures willing to join the C family to create a glorious future together. Tang, thank you. Clan Master C looked at Yi Qingtang and ultimately thanked her. The C family's debt to Yi Qingtang could no longer be explained in words. 2 years ago, it was also because of Yi Qingtang that C Bai could survive. Presently, even his chronic illness was eliminated by Yi Qingtang's precious elixirs, and in the future when the C family could become even more powerful, it was all because of Yi Qingtang as well. Apart from thanking Yi Qingtang, Clan Master C did not know what else he could say. However, Yi Qingtang shook her head gently and instead felt that Clan Master C was too polite. When Clan Master C and C left, Yi Qingtang, Yi Ling, and the other elders set off for the Long family and Duan family. However, the headquarters of both family clans were in shambles from the blow that Yi Qingtang dealt from the Yi residence, which almost destroyed these two headquarters completely. Over several days, they finally cleared all the items from these two families and claimed it into the Yi family. Yi Ling also returned all the properties that the Long family gobbled up from the C family back to the C family. As for the disciples of the Long family and Duan family, all of them were dispelled. Some of those who wanted to join the Yi family were all rejected by the second elder. After all, given Yi Qingtang's current influence as a young lord, there was no need for the Yi family's disciples to be taken from the Long or Duan family. In just 2 to 3 days, everyone knew that the Long family was wiped out and that the Yi family had a yin-yang perfected lord. Countless young men and ladies from many other cities headed to Lin Town in hopes of taking a look at the glory of the yin-yang perfected lord. However, the majority of them were rejected. As more and more talented youngsters wanted to become a disciple of the Yi family also raised their standards. In order to become a Yi family disciple, one's spirit root was not a concern, but their martial talent and character must pass the test. As for the C family, it was also especially lively for them. With Yi Qingtang's will energy, Yi actually brought several yin-yang perfected lords back to the Xi family, who eventually took on the elder position of the Xi family. Most of the talented young people who were unable to enter the Yi family ultimately turned to join the Xi family. The yin-yang perfected lord elders of the Xi family were extremely agitated upon seeing Yi Qingtang, as they had never seen a true yang lord in their lifetimes before. Yi Qingtang's self-declaration as clan master, cis granddaughter and half a member of the Xi family allowed the yin-yang perfected lords to protect and progress with the Xi family. Another 2 days later, third elder finally rushed back to Lin Town after a tiring journey and brought back 2 elderlies whose hair was all white. Both elders were already past 100 years old. One of them was already in the yin-yang perfected lord third heaven, while the other was at the peak of the second heaven. Chapter 10-12 Prosperity 2. The third elder settled down the 2 elders in the main hall of the Yi residence. Third elder. Where did you find these powerful figures? The great elder looked at the third elder in astonishment. Yin-yang perfected lord third heaven and peak of second heaven were already considered a sect stabilizer even in super sections. It was simply hard to catch the eye of such people normally. How did third elder find these 2 people and even bring them back to the Yi family? Third elder cackled proudly. With eldest young lattice will energy, do I still need to find them? What do you mean? The great elder did not understand. At the borders of the formidable Heavens dynasty, I actively emitted eldest young lattice will energy. Those martial cultivators who had not reached the yin-yang perfected lord realm were scared out of their pants and did not even dare to come near to where I was. However, several yin-yang perfected lords felt the will energy of eldest young lady and came over in curiosity. I took a fancy on these 2 powerful figures immediately and explained the situation to them. The third elder laughed. The great elder's lips twitched slightly after hearing the third elder's explanation. This third elder's ambitions are really great. He actually actively released eldest young lattice will energy in order to attract the yin-yang perfected lord figures over. There were 6 or 7 yin-yang perfected lords who came in total. After knowing that a yang lord was recruiting people into her clan, all of them requested to join. The third elder continued with his explanation. Then, why are there only 2 people here? What about the remaining ones? The great elder was very agitated and asked hurriedly. Remaining ones? The third elder frowned slightly. They were all chased away by those 2 elderlies. They are the most powerful, and other yin-yang perfected lords did not dare to say anything. The great elder was speechless. Just as the great elder and the third elder were chatting, Yi Ling rushed over with the second elder and Yi Qingtang. After understanding the details of the situation, Yi Ling questioned. What is the background of those 2 elders? One of them is formidable Heavens dynasty's Grand Imperial Sire, Bai Kuei, while the other is an itinerant cultivator known as Daoist Zijin. Third elder replied honestly. Daoist Zijin. Formidable Heavens dynasty's Grand Imperial Sire, Bai Kuei. Apart from Yi Qingtang, everyone else gasped after knowing the identity of those 2 people. Both Daoist Zijin and Bai Kuei were immensely reputable, especially Bai Kuei, the Grand Imperial Sire of formidable Heavens dynasty, who had once been a warden of the Baiming Manor. However, something seemed to have happened, and he was expelled from Baiming Manor. As for Daoist Zijin, he had quite a reputation as he single-handedly challenged a super sect decades ago. Let's go in and take a look, said Yi Qingtang. Then, Yi Qingtang had already walked straight into the main hall. Daoist Zijin and Bai Kuei each took one side of the hall. Their brows furrowed slightly when they saw a young girl entering the hall. Yi Ling, the third elder and the rest knew their place and did not follow Yi Qingtang into the hall. After all, it was better to have fewer people present in a meeting among the few yin-yang perfected lords. Yi Qingtang settled down at the central seat of the hall and looked at Bai Kuei and Daoist Zijin. I'm already aware of your identities. Do you really wish to join my Yi family? After hearing that, Daoist Zijin said indifferently, let your clan's young lord come and talk to us. Chapter 1013 Prosperity 3, Alright. Yi Qingtang nodded. Without giving Daoist Zijin a chance to continue speaking, a tremendous force surged to the sky and enveloped the entire hall. Under this tremendous force, both formidable Heaven's Dynasty's Grand Imperial Sire, Bai Kuei, and Daoist Zijin shuddered as though they were being suppressed by a divine force above the heavens. Their faces paled and breathing hastened. While they were seated far away, they still lost control of their bodies and could barely blink their eyes even if they wanted to. The gap between a young lord and Yin lord was too huge. Not mentioning a yin-yang perfected lord's second heaven and third heaven, even a yin-yang perfected lord's sixth heaven would not have any ability to retaliate. Yang Lord, Grand Imperial Sire Bai Kuei and Daoist Zijin broke out in cold sweat profusely. This was absolutely overwhelming power that they could not revolt against. How would the two of them have thought that this young lady before them was actually the owner of the will energy released by the third elder, an authentic young lord? A young lord who was less than 20 years old. How exactly did she do it? After a few breaths, Yi Qingtang finally absorbed all her young lord force back. Only then did the complexion of Grand Imperial Sire Bai Kuei and Daoist Zijin return back to normal. They heaved a sigh of relief. Being trapped in the force of a young lord was too daunting. You are that young lord of Lin Town. Daoist Zijin inspected Yi Qingtang with disbelief. How old is this little girl only? She's actually a young lord. They had seen a young lord after living so many years but had never heard of such a young one. What kind of monster was she? Yes, that's me, Yi Qingtang said straightforwardly. The Yi family requires powerful figures currently. Do the two of you truly want to join the Yi family and progress together? After hearing Yi Qingtang, Grand Imperial Sire Bai Kuei and Daoist Zijin exchanged a look. How many blessings did this family clan of a small town receive to actually produce a young lord? I am here to take a look at the young lord. The Yi family possesses a young lord. It is my honor to be able to join the Yi family. Daoist Zijin rose and replied Yi Qingtang. There's no problem with me as well. However, may I know what your plan for the future of the Yi family is? Grand Imperial Sire Bai Kuei looked at Yi Qingtang and asked. The first stage is to become the #1 family clan of this mainland. The second stage is to leave this mainland, head to the central mainland, and become the first family clan there. Yi Qingtang responded. Now that the dimension wall was already broken, there was no obstruction for the powerful figures of the central mainland to enter this mainland. Under such an attack, the only way for the Yi family to survive was to become stronger continuously. Of course, Yi Qingtang did not innocently wish for the Yi family to achieve this in such a short span of time. However, in light of the impending crisis, she had to tell her plan to these powerful figures who joined the Yi family to let them know that the Yi family was not merely restricted to this mainland. Bai Kuei and Daoist Zijin were stunned by Yi Qingtang's words. Make the Yi family the #1 family clan of the central mainland. How could this be possible? It was said that there were legendary powerful figures of the heavenly venerate level in the central mainland. Chapter 1014 Prosperity 4. Yet, no matter what, the two people would not question a young lord's words currently, though the ambitious statements satisfied Grand Imperial Sire Bai Kuei. Since that's the case, this process will definitely be very tough. I hope that I can play a part to strive for this goal. I am willing to become a member of the Yi family, Bai Kuei said with a smile. With this young lord of the Yi family, it was not too difficult to make Yi family the #1 family clan of this mainland. However, to expand out from this mainland and advance into the central mainland, it was almost impossible. Of course, no matter what, the first step must be taken. Their batch of people would be the pioneers of this route. Under Yi Qingtang's signal, Yi Ling and the other elders slowly entered the hall in no time. Yi Qingtang immediately introduced everyone to Bai Kuei and Daoist Zijin. The two elderlies cooperated. Before joining the Yi family, they had already learned of its situation from the third elder. The Yi family was just an extremely ordinary small family clan in Lin Town, except, it produced a young lord. After knowing that Yi Ling was Yi Qingtang's father, Grand Imperial Sire Bai Kuei and Daoist Zijin hurriedly stood up and introduced themselves. Normally, to the two of them, a cultivator like Yi Ling could not even be compared to an ant. However, Yi Ling's daughter was a young lord with combat power of a yin-yang perfected lord 7th heaven peak, thus, the situation naturally was different. Seniors, it is really my honor and our Yi family's honor to have you all join us. The Yi family will require your great support in the future. Yi Ling's expression was rather agitated at this instant. Regardless of the Daoist Zijin or formidable Heavens Dynasty's Grand Imperial Sire, they seem to exist in legends. Yet today, these two people appeared before him and even became a member of the Yi family. With the skills of Bai Kuei and Daoist Zijin, there was no question at all, and they immediately became the distinguished elders of the Yi family, whose authority in the Yi family was only beneath the clan master. Bai Kuei and Daoist Zijin were extremely satisfied with this outcome. Oh right, clan master, eldest young lady, does the Yi family not have many disciples? Daoist Zijin looked at Yi Ling and Yi Qingtang and asked. Currently, Daoist Zijin and Bai Kuei were already the distinguished elders of the Yi family and were considered a family member and thus could speak freely. Previously, Daoist Zijin realized that the Yi family did not have many disciples and that the remaining disciples were not particularly gifted in martial skills and talent. To Daoist Zijin and Bai Kuei, since Yi family had a scary young lord like Yi Qingtang, its disciples should at least have a green spirit root and superior martial talent. Otherwise, they did not have the qualification to share the same surname as Yi Qingtang. The second elder appeared a little awkward. Most of the previous Yi family disciples were already expelled by Yi Qingtang, and while there were many talented youngsters who wanted to join the Yi family recently, the great elder and the rest were unable to pick. As a result, the current Yi family was still empty and had extremely few disciples. Compared to the current Si family which was bursting with popularity, the Yi family was worlds apart. Chapter 10-15 Prosperity 5. With us and eldest young lady, we do not have to worry about talented disciples. It will not be that easy even if those talented disciples of Super Sex wanted to join the Yi family. However, I think that we should set a family clan assessment. Compared to a Super Sex assessment, the difficulty level should be 3 to 5 times greater. This way, the disciples we pick would then be the elite talents, suggested Daoist Zijin. After hearing that, the Yi family elders looked at each other. They had never seen an ordinary sex assessment before, much less a super sex assessment, and were all the more unable to comprehend the concept of an assessment that was 3 to 5 times more difficult than that of a super sect. Elder Bai, Elder Zijin, we don't really understand such matters. Neither do we really understand what a sect assessment really is. Can we trouble you two to help us with this? Yi Ling asked with a smile. Bai Kuei and Daoist Zijin nodded. It would naturally be the best if this matter could be handed to them to settle. Otherwise, given the personality and exposure of the rest, the recruited Yi family disciples would probably not hit the target. This was not to say that Bai Kuei and Daoist Zijin looked down on Yi Ling and the rest, but such was the fact. The difference between one's skills determined how much of the world a cultivator had seen. The wider the gap, the greater the difference in exposure. If not for Enchanting, the two yin-yang perfected lords would never have any relations with the Yi family. Yi Ling and the other elders were clearly aware of this point as well. To keep up with the footsteps of these two distinguished elders and even Enchanting, the only choice was to become more powerful or interact with powerful figures. As time passed, there would be a substantial change. Alright, Clan Master, let Elder Bai Kuei and I settle this matter then. Daoist Zijin nodded in reply. Elder Bai, Elder Zijin, before anything, I must make it clear that for the disciples that Yi family recruits, we can relax on their martial cultivation realm and martial talent, but there must not be any issue with their character, Enchanting said. Rest assured, eldest young lady. We are aware of this. Bai Kuei replied with a smile. In recruiting disciples, a sect's greatest priority was the martial talent and skills of the disciples. However, for family clans, one's moral character was the most important premise. Alright. If the two of you need anything, feel free to inform me. Enchanting smiled. Eldest young lady, there is no request for now. If we have any, we will definitely notify you straight. Daoist Zijin responded with a nod. In the next few days, apart from setting the assessment venue and conditions, Daoist Zijin and Bai Kuei even modestly sought advice from Enchanting. Bai Kuei and Daoist Zijin had been stuck in their cultivation realm for over 10 years. In this realm, apart from one's own martial talent, their perception was even more important in order to advance further. Since Enchanting was a dignified young lord, she must have extremely important experiences to share with them. Enchanting was not stingy and shared everything she knew, allowing Bai Kuei and Daoist Zijin to benefit greatly and be brimming with joy. Originally, the two of them thought that while Enchanting was a young lord, she probably did not have sufficient experience as she was too young. However, they eventually discovered that Enchanting had an immense wealth of knowledge, and everything she knew amazed them. They did not really understand what she told them initially, but after figuring it out carefully, they gained much understanding. Chapter 10-16 Flourish 1. On the third day, Daoist Zijin's residence was densely covered with spirit energy, and he actually advanced to the yin-yang perfected Lord Third Heaven after being stuck at the peak of the Second Heaven realm for over 10 years. This drew Bai Kuei's envy. After Yi Ling and the other elders learned of this, they organized a banquet and invited the Si family and their yin-yang perfected lords. Currently, apart from Enchanting, the most powerful figures in Lin Town were Bai Kuei and Daoist Zijin. It was not an exaggeration to proclaim them as the defenders of the town. At the same time, Lin Town rose up several levels and was completely different from its initial state. For this banquet, Enchanting was seated at the host seat, which gave Daoist Zijin face and boosted his ego. His breakthrough was even celebrated by a young lord. If this incident was spread, his other close friends at the yin-yang perfected lord realm would simply find it unbelievable and hard to accept. The next morning, Dan Yifan came to the study on his own to look for Enchanting. Dan Yifan sustained major injuries, and if he recuperated the normal way, he would require at least half a year's time to recover, and even his martial realm would be affected. However, the spirit pill which Enchanting gave the great elder was a healing medicine normally for yin-yang perfected lords to use. To treat a martial qi level 1 cultivator, it was as good as a divine pill. In just a few hours, Dan Yifan was almost fully recovered, and after a few days of recuperation, his body absorbed the medicinal benefits of the spirit pill completely and became much stronger than before. Say, Senior, Dan Yifan appeared rather timid as he looked at Enchanting, who held an antique book in her hand. Seeing Dan Yifan, Enchanting chuckled. Take a seat. Sit. Dan Yifan was stunned by Yi Qingtang's words and shook his head repeatedly. How would he dare to sit down before Yi Qingtang? Was this a joke? Previously, Dan Yifan always thought that Yi Qingtang was merely an outer sect disciple of Xianling's sect. However, he heard from his grandfather that Yi Qingtang killed Qinglin sect's grand elder with a hand, wiped out the Long and Duan family with the flick of a finger, and that she was at the peak of Yin-Yang perfected Lord's seventh heaven. Initially, Dan Yifan did not believe these words, but over the past few days, he realized that even the formidable Heavens dynasty's grand imperial sire and the legendary Daoist Zijin joined the Yi family as elders and were even extremely deferential to Yi Qingtang. Aside, Dan Yifan discovered that the current Yi family could no longer be compared to the previous Yi family. The new young recruits were more and more frightening. Most of them were above martial chi level 3, and one of them was a 14-year-old half-step Yin-Yang perfected lord. If Yi Qingtang was not a Yang lord as his grandfather had said, it was impossible for the Yi family to change this much. Say, Senior, I'll not sit. I am here today to thank you. If not for the spirit pill you bestowed, would probably still be bedridden. Dan Yifan looked at Yi Qingtang in awe. You can just call me Yi Qingtang. Given my age, I cannot be your senior. If you're really not used to it, just call me eldest young lady like before then. Yi Qingtang looked at the overcautious Dan Yifan and replied. Eldest young lady. Dan Yifan nodded, but shock filled him. It was truly unbelievable how this legendary Yang lord was rather easy to get along with. Chapter 10-17 Flourish, 2, Eldest Young Lady, I don't wish to return to Leitang sect already. I wish to join the Yi family, Dan Yifan said hurriedly. Currently, the Yi family's power was not what those super sects could compare to, much less an ordinary sect like Leitang sect. Moreover, his grandfather was the great elder of the Yi family. If he could remain in the Yi family. Previously, Dan Yifan told his grandfather about this thought, but his grandfather could not call the shots and could only let Dan Yifan ask Yi Qingtang. Currently, to join the Yi family and become a Yi family disciple, one had to pass the assessment by Bai Kuei and Daoist Zijin. Given Dan Yifan's talent and skills, it was almost impossible. If you wish to stay, you just need to let Elder Bai or Elder Zijin know. Yi Qingtang nodded. Although Dan Yifan was proud and arrogant, he did not have a bad nature. After all, the very cause of his injury this time was because he helped the Yi family. Thus, it was nothing to let him stay as a Yi family disciple, and Yi Qingtang would not reject him. Dan Yifan's eyes were filled with agitation and jubilee after hearing Yi Qingtang's words. The current Yi family was a place that ordinary cultivators could only look up to. Although the reputation of Yi family of Lin Town was not yet widely known, this mainland would definitely know about it very soon. If Dan Yifan could become a Yi family disciple, the benefits were innumerable, and it would be 1,000,000 times better than him being in Leitang sect. Furthermore, Dan Yifan did not have any sense of belonging to Leitang sect either. Sects had always been cold and desolate, and there were too many schemes and plots between senior and junior brothers. Compared to that, the warmth and humanity of a family clan outshone. Eldest young lady. Before Dan Yifan could say anything, a young teen in a Yi family disciple uniform entered the study room with a reverent expression and greeted Yi Qingtang with cupped fists. What happened? Yi Qingtang looked at the youth. Yi Qingtang had some memory of this youth. He was a descendant of a royal bloodline of the formidable Heavens Royals, where his father was a prince, and he possessed extremely powerful martial talent. His original name was Bai Lang. Elder Bai Kuei adored this boy deeply, thus, he brought him to the Yi family and changed his surname to Yi. This youth was now called Yilang. Yilang was only over 10 years old but was already at martial chi level 3 third heaven. In formidable Heaven's dynasty, he was a notorious little tyrant, and nobody dared to offend him. After finding out that the Yi family had a young lord, he was extremely willing to become a Yi family disciple. Eldest young lady, some disciples are fighting at the training field, Yiling said. Dan Yifan had a strange expression. Did he need to inform a young lord of such matters? Why did you not report to an elder? Yi Qingtang stared at Yiling. Then, Yiling flushed immediately. I did not have any chance to see you previously. So, Yi Qingtang was rather helpless. As Yiling had said, she had never seen any of the newly recruited Yi family disciples before, and none of those talented disciples who joined out of admiration for her dared to disturb her. This Yiling, however, was an exception and did not pass up any chances. Go, let's take a look. Yi Qingtang stood up. It was also a good opportunity for her to get to know the new Yi family disciples. All right. Yiling nodded repeatedly. Soon, Yiling caught sight of Dan Yifan and said, I am Dan Yifan, a new Yi family disciple. Please take care of me in the future, introduced Dan Yifan hurriedly as he inspected the person who was about the same age as himself but was already at martial chi level 3 3rd heaven. Chapter 10-18 Flourish, 3, Yi family disciple. Your surname is Dan? Yiling asked with a strange expression. Oh. Dan Yifan is my original name. From now on, I am Yi Yifan. Yi Yifan explained hurriedly after realizing he made a mistake. Yiling nodded and looked at Yi Qingtang again only to realize that she had already left the study room. Then, the two youth chased up hurriedly. The current Yi family was extremely different. The headquarters expanded by more than 10 times, and 3 additional branches were built. Where the headquarters was mostly filled with talented disciples, the branches were slightly lacking even though each branch master was a newly recruited Yin-Yang perfected lord. Dozens of foreign faces surrounded the 2 sides of the training field. Some disciples were caught in a tussle with the gleam of swords cutting the air and cursing sounds filling the arena. Before becoming Yi family disciples, these few youths already knew each other and bore enmity. After something happened today, their conflict escalated into a fight. The cultivation base of the few youths was all at martial chi level 3 3rd heaven, and they could be ranked near the top out of all the new Yi family disciples. As for the surrounding onlookers, some were even half-step yin-yang perfected lords. Yet, no one was willing to poke their nose into this matter and were only watching from the side. Stop! At this instant, Yiling walked into the crowd and shouted to those in the scuffle. Everyone was surprised. Never did they think that someone would meddle with this matter. The young men who were originally fighting in the training field indeed stopped their actions and fixed their eyes on Yiling. Who are you to poke your nose into our issue? One of the youths looked at Yiling and shouted coldly. Apart from those in the tussle, the onlookers also could not help but give Yiling a side eye. Very few people would step in for such matters if it had nothing to do with themselves, as there was no meaning to it. Yiling did not respond and merely looked at Yi Qingtang, who arrived with him. As what others were thinking, this matter was not what he could handle. Yi Qingtang immediately swept a look across the entire field, and her eyes eventually landed on those few youths. These youths were at least in martial chi level 3 3rd heaven, and their martial endowment was pretty good, even surpassing those of talented disciples of super sections. A portion of them was recruited by formidable Heavens Dynasty's Grand Imperial Sire, by Kuei, and a number of them were by Daoist Zijin. Naturally, the remaining disciples came to try their luck upon learning that a young lord appeared in Lin Town. After they knew that it was the Yi family and passed the assessment by Elder Bai Kuei and Elder Zijin, they officially changed their surname to Yi and became a Yi family disciple. Currently, there were over hundreds of Yi family disciples, and most of these new talented disciples did not know each other prior to joining the Yi family. As such, they had never seen Yilang's nor Yi Qingtang's faces before. Ha! How interesting! One of the young men looked at Yi Qingtang and scorned. Who are you two? Do you really like to meddle with other people's affairs? Watch what you say. Don't be too impudent. Yilang shouted at those young men. It's none of your business. Someone retorted immediately. Chapter 10:19 Prosperity 4. Yi Qingtang began pondering as she looked at these youths. All of them were outstanding talents of the younger generation, but they were also not short of the typical flaws of true talents, conceit and arrogance. Naturally, these young talents just entered the Yi family and still did not have any sense of belonging to the Yi family. Or perhaps, they treated a family clan as a sect without realizing that the nature of a family clan and a sect were intrinsically different, for there was no need to change the surname to Yi otherwise. Since you all have already joined the Yi family disciples are all one family. The past grudges shall be written off as of today. Yi Qingtang slowly spoke after a moment. The masses were taken aback by Yi Qingtang's words. From the tone of this lady, she was actually condemning them. Who are you to come here and condemn us? A young man on the field frowned deeply as he stared at Yi Qingtang and questioned. She is the eldest young lady of the Yi family. Then, Yi Yifan, who was beside Yi Qingtang, replied. Eldest young lady of the Yi family, everyone present was taken aback. Before they could process it, the expression of a young lady at the half-step yin-yang perfected lord realm changed. You are Yi family's young lord, what? The young lord of the Yi family. Surprise filled everyone's faces as they looked at Yi Qingtang. The very reason they came to Lin Town, were willing to change their surname to Yi, and become a Yi family disciple was that the Yi family produced a young lord. However, no one had expected that the young lord of the Yi family was actually a lady. Moreover, she was very young and seemed to be around their age from her appearance. Eldest young lady, why are you here? Then, Bai Kuei and Daoist Zijin arrived as well and were surprised to see Yi Qingtang present. Seeing that the two yin-yang perfected lords were so reverent to Yi Qingtang, the disciples on the field finally realized that that lady before them was none other than the young lord of the Yi family. Bai Kuei and Daoist Zijin were both at yin-yang perfected lord third heaven yet were so respectful and reverent to this young lady. As long as one was not a fool, anyone could guess the true identity of this young lady. At this instant, everyone's eyes burned with awe and veneration as they looked at Yi Qingtang. Greetings, young lord. Dozens of people greeted in uniformity while those who were previously in a tussle were blanked out. Never would they have expected that this young lady with a striking appearance was actually that unrivaled young lord. Almost at the same time, the few young men's faces paled, and they immediately bowed to Yi Qingtang. We were unaware that it's the young lord. Please punish us. Cold sweat trickled down the forehead of one of the youths as fear filled him. He almost offended a young lord just now. Rise. Yi Qingtang waved a hand with an indifferent expression. The youths felt as though they were pardoned from a crime after hearing Yi Qingtang. Initially, Elder Bai Kuei and Elder Zijin heard that a fight broke out amongst the disciples and thus came over to check on the situation. Unexpectedly, they met Yi Qingtang here. Since Yi Qingtang was here to handle the issue currently, they naturally would not utter a word and gave Yi Qingtang the full power to act. Chapter 10:20 Cultivation Technique. What are the few of you fighting over? Very quickly, Yi Qingtang looked at the youths and asked. Young lord, we originally have some enmity. We never thought that we would meet in the Yi family. So, Yi Qingtang could guess such matters without explanation. You all are Yi family disciples now. A family clan is different from a sect. Since you all have taken the surname Yi, all of you are family from now on. No one is to mention past enmities. Yi Qingtang looked at the youths and said. Now that the young lord of the Yi family spoke, those youths naturally did not dare to continue fighting. They nodded their heads in the promise that such incidents would not happen again. Yes. As you said, we will definitely not fight with our family from now on. The youths said eagerly. After Yi Qingtang interfered in the matter, there were indeed no more conflicts among the Yi family disciples, while those with enmity from before buried the hatchet and no longer fought. As Yi Qingtang had said, since they had already changed to take the surname Yi and became a Yi family disciple, they were all family. Unlike the heartless and apathetic environment of sects, the brotherhood and family spirit of a family clan were apparent, especially in the Yi family. While some of the senior members' skills were insufficient, they were rich with humanity. To the younger generation who were already used to the struggle in sects, such kindness was hard to come by. Over the past few days, Yi Qingtang rebuilt a treasure pavilion and martial skills pavilion, of which mostly housed yin-yang perfected lord cultivation techniques, in the Yi family. There were countless of such cultivation techniques in Yi Qingtang's memory. At Yi Qingtang's peak, she was a holy venerate, and she could casually retrieve many yin-yang perfected lord cultivation techniques from her memory. If the Yi family needed, Yi Qingtang could also produce the highest leveled skills that only holy venerates could cultivate. However, one had to reach the respective martial realm to cultivate remarkable martial skills. For yin-yang perfected lord martial skills, one had to at least be at the martial chi level 3 realm, and it was a pure dream if a Khanate cultivator wished to cultivate a yin-yang perfected lord martial skill. If a Khanate cultivator forcefully cultivated too many martial skills that were beyond their martial realm, they would only produce mental demons, and their body would explode on its own after a long time. It was extremely dangerous. Apart from wanting the new Yi family disciples to cultivate vigorously and diligently, Yi Qingtang placed many yin-yang perfected lord cultivation techniques in the martial skills pavilion in hope that those disciples would have a sense of belonging to the Yi family as soon as possible. Naturally, the Yi family disciples had to pay a certain price to obtain the yin-yang perfected lord cultivation techniques. For example, they had to accomplish different missions and obtain the Yi family honor points. Only after earning sufficient points and obtaining the recognition of the elders would one have the qualifications to enter the martial skills pavilion and exchange the honor points for suitable cultivation techniques to cultivate. This did not just apply to the main headquarters of the Yi family, and all the other 3 branches had the exact same rule. At this instant, Yi Qingtang was in the study room. Shutting her eyes, she was in deep thought as she searched for the cultivation techniques from her memory. Her current martial realm was completely unable to keep up with the remarkable martial skills she cultivated in the past. You're tuning into the LoveLore Library YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.